Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Rick McCutcheon. I'm a Dynamics 365 MVP, and we're having a partner talk this afternoon with Microsoft's Brian Galicia. Brian, introduce yourself.
Hi, Rick. Well, pleasure to reconnect. I mean, I've known you, I don't know, it's been several years because you've been in the Microsoft space for a long time, and we appreciate definitely all the hard work you deliver to the community because you would not have gotten an MVP status without that level of effort. So thank you.
Thank
and happy
you,
holidays.
Sir.
Yeah, happy holidays, everyone. So for me, I've been at Microsoft for 13 years. We just reconnected with Rick because I recently switched roles. I was in our global sales organization driving our sales workload, so all things related to Dynamics 365 sales insights, and in particular, and this is where Rick and I share a passion for utilizing social and LinkedIn. I was also accountable for the work that we're doing when we acquired LinkedIn. How did LinkedIn Sales Navigator work with Dynamics? But that being said, I now am accountable. I moved to Gabriela Schuster's organization, our global one commercial partner, to drive our business applications ISV recruit business. And so what Rick and I are going to talk about, not just from partner perspective and customers, what is it? Like, what's changed? Because we've always had a marketplace, but particularly this year, for those of you who have potentially went to Inspire or read a lot of the things that are happening, we've done a lot of different things to change up how ISVs go to market and what value that means to your customer that we'll talk about.
And Brian, maybe a good starting point is, let's tell the people what an ISV is.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, probably shouldn't assume that people know even what the term is. So ISV is an independent software vendor. So even let's imagine LinkedIn, take it 4 years ago, when even way before we acquired them. LinkedIn, of course, has a solution that adds accretive value to the Microsoft ecosystem and platform. And we have a number of ISVs that Rick works with globally that enhances the way, if you're an end customer that you may be evaluating Dynamics or using Dynamics today, it enhances the solution in areas that, let's say, Microsoft just either A, doesn't have the capabilities to provide, or B, let's say you're in an industry or a solution where there's a certain niche area where you need additional value that Microsoft, of course, can't have all the various combinations like financial services, healthcare, et cetera. Those are a couple of examples where independent software vendors, ISVs, add tremendous value to a business application deployment, and even Power Apps.
So they build an add-on application that bolts on or really integrates with Dynamics.
That's right, and it could be a bolt-on to your point. Like it could be enhancing the existing Dynamics or business application scenario. It could be a veneer that really leverages the Dynamics platform, but has not rebuilt, but provides a really specific layer of value to a specific industry, like I mentioned, like healthcare or financial services, something where traditional CRM out of the box or ERP is not necessarily going to provide the value, but something that was really configured and built specifically for that industry is where these value comes in.
So Brian, maybe you could talk a little bit about AppSource and about sort of the growth in this ISV market. And, I can really see in the last 6 months, Microsoft's getting behind the ISV market. So why is the ISV market important to Microsoft?
That's right. I would say, Rick, the biggest thing is that there's a statistic. This was Microsoft commissioned research, but I think one of the interesting things is that when customers are evaluating and deploy BizApps, 60% of them typically look for an ISV because out of the box, there's no way any vendor, even Microsoft, can provide all the solutions. And so there's such a huge opportunity for not only partners, but also customers because they're getting bigger value of driving that. But on the flip side, the reason why we came up with what we refer to as the Business Application ISV Connect program, we've always had a marketplace. I mean, that's always been established for several years. For those of you who have been in Dynamics, like Rick and I, both of us have been, if you remember the days of Pinpoint. Pinpoint
yes,
was actually...
I do, yes.
Yeah, whether that be good, bad, or indifferent, but Pinpoint was kind of that iteration, and prior to that, I can't remember, it was called something else, but there's been various iterations of our marketplaces, but at the end of the day, we are wanting to make sure that, when people think about marketplace, they think about Microsoft having this one big marketplace that then drives different value adds across our clouds, across modern workplace, across data and AI, apps and infrastructure, and then, of course, across business applications. And so when you think about our marketplace and what we're doing now, we are allowing ISVs to be part of the program, but the big value is that customers can know that whatever ISV gets into our marketplace, they've gone through the paces of certification. They've been vetted out by different people to ensure that is there a fit and value that's adding accretive value to you as an end customer, because we don't want to just put applications out there that no one will ever use. We want to make sure that those applications add value, but also the customers feel like they're getting a ton of value because they know that the application is not going to break. Well, of course, there are always going to be bugs and other things happening, but we've tried to minimize that by going through a very rigorous process to ensure those applications are certified and then published appropriately on App Store or AppSource.microsoft.com, which is our official marketplace. And for partners, the big value is, of course, now you also get exposure because only the ISVs who have gone through that experience will actually be listed. So the partner also gets value because they get other benefits of being part of the program, as well as if a partner is interested in the premium tier, and of course there's not enough time on this phone call, but we will provide resources that you can learn more about this. Partners who are, let's say, trying to drive more value in the Microsoft ecosystem and may not realize, okay, how do I even get into there and expose my solution to broader places? Not only can they get that value from Marketplace, but they also can then leverage the power of the thousands of Microsoft sellers, because we'll get behind certain applications on ISVs who have opted into that higher premium tier because of the value that we're exchanging, because we're co-selling revenue. So why would a partner want to add more value or share more revenue with Microsoft? Well, in exchange for that additional revenue, they get all these benefits, but one of the bigger benefits they also can get is this bigger engine of having Microsoft sellers really lean in and drive value with.
And you know what I like about the AppSource is if I find an application on AppSource, I have a feeling that that partner who created that application has expertise in my area. You know, I did some work with LeasePath a couple of years ago, and they do specifically for leasing companies, right? They do a dynamic system. Their system plugs onto it. And, you know, that group of people has a tremendous amount of value with leasing companies, and they've done dozens of leasing companies. So when a new leasing company comes on board, you know, they know that LeasePath has done this several times, and, you know, they're working on the next iteration of the product that's even going to make it better for me.
Yeah, you're spot on, Rick. I mean, there's so many examples of that from property management. There's a property management solution that if you're in property management, wow, what a great opportunity to have something that's more robust because it's tailor-built to you. Or you're in utilities. Let's say you're a utility company. And I'm using those examples because it spans not just the traditional that Rick and you and I know really well, customer engagement or quote-unquote CRM, but it also spans our finance and operations or traditional ERP and the Power Apps or the Power Platform across Power Apps, Power BI, and Power Automate. And so there's such a great opportunity, not just for partners, but customers get real value because they know exactly your point. They know what they're getting is been vetted and certified and is very tailor-made to what they're trying to use it for.
So, Brian, maybe we can talk a little bit about, since we're so close to 2020 right now, you know, this ISV program is really taking shape at Microsoft, and I know I'm excited about it, and a lot of other people are in the ISV space. In 2020, where do you sort of imagine this program growing to? And, you know, some of the exciting things that you may want to talk about that are going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I can't disclose all the things yet. You'll probably learn more about it as things get disclosed in 2020. But what I will say is there's so much opportunity because the ISV, the Business Application ISV Connect program was launched at the beginning of this fiscal year, essentially July. And so we're learning a lot through not just customer feedback, but partner feedback on how can we improve it and how we can make it better. So look for more insight and details as we share them. And I think one of the places that we may be able to share things is the Business Application Summit that's going to occur in Anaheim, California in April. There may be things that we might disclose in there. But also, I think it's also paying attention to the innovation that we continue to happen. Because I know, Rick, you and I have been in Dynamics for a while. Back in the days of the 1.2 or 3.0 days where there was no cloud, where maybe we innovated and shared something maybe at a minimum once a year. Now, as you know, like we're innovating things every 6 months. And so there was actually a recent blog post where we disclosed our Spring Wave. And so I think that's the thing for not just partners, but also customers, just pay attention to all the things that are coming online because it gives you a sense for what we're working on, where are we making investments, and then from a partner perspective, it's good because then you know, hey, if you're going to make an additional investment in an area we might not be looking at, what a great opportunity for you to expand the capabilities and either expand on our platform, expand a scenario on our platform, or just use our platform altogether to build something that's custom built specifically to an industry. So it's so exciting because you just look at what we're doing in Satya's leadership. I mean, it's just amazing to just be not only employee, but just be part of this empowering wealth of capabilities to drive this value. Because our differentiated story at Microsoft is not, we just don't do biz apps. I think that's the biggest thing that has been great to see is that, as you've seen, Rick, hopefully externally, is that when we think about Microsoft provides, sometimes for the people refer to as 3 clouds. I actually say we have one cloud that has many different workloads. So not only do we have productivity, we have the IaaS and the PaaS space, but we also have SaaS with business applications. And so what an amazing opportunity to do so many things and to really start 2020, continue to do
and what I'm excited about is what we're going to see with the common data service. You know, we're going to see Office coming into Power Platform, coming into Dynamics to really be one powerful platform that, you know, we all develop on, we all sort of work on. And there's no other sort of, I think, supplier or vendor that has that. So I'm very, very optimistic about the future of what we call our business applications.
No, it's spot on, Rick. I think the other one's just one last comment to that is not just and many of you have probably been starting to get exposed to artificial intelligence. There's so much breadth of innovation that we're doing across customer insights, sales insights, customer service insights to help to provide value to not just the customers, but also partners looking at it as an opportunity to expand scenarios that helps to, again, make things more intelligent and provide people next best action so that people don't have to rely on data scientists to go do a whole bunch of stuff. They actually can train models that customers can get out of the box. And then the other one is mixed reality. I mean, I think you probably have seen some of the new innovation that we've done with HoloLens, but even outside the HoloLens, taking a simple phone or tablet and being able to take that and then utilize different scenarios to drive value in a mixed reality experience, coupled with all the scenarios you talked about, and then tie that to business applications, makes it such an exciting time to be part of Microsoft and to share that value with partners and with customers.
So, Brian, if I'm a partner, where do I find out more information about building ISV applications?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is if you just go to my LinkedIn profile, there's a ton of things, as Rick knows, I'll
mark it in the notes.
Yeah, that's great. I think the biggest thing is, one thing, you can go to my LinkedIn profile. The other one is I've compiled a very simple set of resources on aka.ms ISV Connect bizapps. So aka.ms/ISV Connect bizapps. That will provide anyone a high-level point of view to a pointer of resources as to what is the program, how do I get started, what do things look like, and that's the best way. And then, of course, feel free to reach out to me. If you, as you watch this video and watch the replay with Rick and I, if I can address any questions, either from a customer or partner perspective, please don't hesitate to reach out to me over LinkedIn or Twitter, because I also respond that way as well.
Okay. Thank you, Brian. It's been a pleasure, and looking forward to seeing ISV innovation happen in 2020.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Rick. Happy holidays, Happy New Year, everyone, and thanks for having me.